Welcome to day 19. Today we are out in the beautiful sunshine in a quiet park, so I'm going to just talk you through a quick demo and then you can do a tree. So join me. This is a really fun eucalyptus. They have such interesting gestures, right? Trees all have such an interesting character. And what I'm looking for, in this instance, I'm not going to focus as much on the light and shadow, which we can do in a longer drawing, as I'm going to focus on just kind of establishing the proportion in my picture plane to help you learn that, to help me learn that. It takes a little bit of discipline to say, where am I going to start the tree in my picture and where am I going to stop it? So I've made a little boundary here, and I'm going to measure from the base of the tree to the bottom of the first branch, and then to the bottom of the first branch, to the bottom of those branches where it kind of pairs off, and that is exactly half of that. So, perfect. So I've got my first little bounding lines, and then I can take the base and say how many of that does it fit inside? 1, 2. So about 2 of these fit up to that first branch. So we're going to say about this much. Let's see. So everything that we learned so far, we're going to apply to this tree. Now you can kind of develop your own gestures for the trees. You can. It's not like a nose on somebody's face where they're going to be mad at you if you get it wrong. They don't really care if the branches are a little exaggerated or something. So what I like to do, practice your accuracy in your drawing, and then, also you can practice your exaggerating and your expression and decide what things you want to emphasize. But try to use the things in front of you like as a perspective tool and as a tool to keep it grounded enough in reality that the distortions that you choose to make have some meaning. So when I get to the first branch here, I'm going to just do an ellipse. You can see how that branch is attached there, and that'll just help me as I move my lines around to know what overlaps where. And that's really the importance of learning those ellipses and learning the perspective of those, is I then know how to overlap my lines and give it the illusion of form. So even before you start rendering, your lines can begin helping you create form and depth in your picture. And you can put in these as straight angles until you have everything right where you want it, and then you can start making these really fun curvy lines of this tree. It's just such a unique, the bark patterns, everything about these, that kind of smoothness and just the way they move through space, they're so interesting. A really good subject to practice on. And trees are so funny. They all kind of have their own sets of gestures. Some look incredibly elegant, some are kind of whimsical and funny, some are awkward, and kind of leaning over poses, or you just, they're just all so different. So, so look for those things that make this tree unique. And then in a quick study like this, I'm not going to draw every leaf, but I'll indicate these leaves. And eucalyptus leaves have such a strong presence because they kind of, they all just kind of flow down almost like water off of a waterfall. And so you want to capitalize on those things that you notice that make a certain kind of tree its own. These leaves don't go up, they don't go every which way. They just elegantly kind of swoop down. And so just practice indicating those kind of elegant shapes, and try to edit and analyze and say, what makes this kind of tree look like this kind of tree? Okay, and then you can look for where the ground planes come around. You bet. Give me like 1 more minute, okay?
By the way, Addie is sad.
Okay, I'll go talk to her.
Maybe I might have just.
Do you need to go apologize?
I did something that could do, but it kind of was hard.
Oh, did you do monkey bars?
No, he went on the.
So guys, I'm almost done with this video. Can you give me just 1 second and I'll go over there, okay?
I could tell you.
Give me just a minute, Leah.
Okay.
Or you're gonna have it all on video. Because I'm not taking the sound out of this. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just adding in a few gesture lines and a few accent lines. I'm just trying to see where things wrap. I'm trying to see, I see on this side of the right side of the tree how there's such a really dark line because the background there is dark. You can indicate where the lawn is. So again, I'm going for just kind of a simple line drawing. I'm not going for any kind of rendering of the form here. We're trying to understand how the lines move through space, and we're trying to learn how to effectively use our lines to communicate. So that's really the goal here. So keep it simple. Look, take as much time as you need to squint at the subject or analyze it and try to understand how these lines are wrapping around, communicating space. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there and see what's happening on the playground. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me.